Hi, I'm Willie. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. And in this video, I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is to set up a captive portal if you're using Grandstream, Wi-Fi, and also paired with a GCC device. Now, I want you to keep in mind that this is not the only way to do it. Grandstream gives you so many options for controlling your devices. This will also work with gwn.cloud. It'll work with GWN Manager. It'll work with the GWN routers. And it all works similarly in some fashion. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop over here. So I've got my GWN 7670WM behind me, and then I also have the new tri-band Wi-Fi 7 AP that is joined to my GCC 6021, and that AP is a 7672. And so I'm going to show you how easy it is to do this. So first we're going to do the standalone AP. We're logged in. Now I'm just going to do this on my main network, my main SSID. I don't have a guest Wi-Fi set up or a guest VLAN yet. So when I do the full GCC 6021 video, which is coming, I will redo portions of this. But right now, if you have one Grandstream AP that's controlling, other APs, you can do this across the board. Like I said, you can do it with all of their management platforms, but this is a standalone AP. So I'm logged in, and I'm going to go to Captive Portal, and I'm going to go to Policy List. Now, by default, they have a login for free set up here. You can edit some of the things right here. So under the authentication type, you can do login for free. You can challenge a radius server. You can do social login, and right here they give you Facebook, Twitter, and Google. Newer updates of this will say X there. That's what it says in the GCC. You can do vouchers. You can do just log in with a password. You can do SAML, single sign-on, or you can challenge Active Directory, which I think is fantastic. So right now we're going to choose this login for free, which it was before. And right here you can see we're going to use the default portal page. Now you can do complete portal page customization. When you're using it on the APs, you can download the whole portal and you can edit the HTML and then re-upload it. So you have complete customizable control. And if you'd like to see a video on how to customize that, let me know. It gets a little bit into the weeds, gets a little bit, in the nitty gritty because we've got to edit HTML. I'm not going to use, obviously, Notepad++ to do that. So I would have to find a nice HTML editor that I wanted to use, or I can find a template online and then just merge a few lines of the code and go from there. Down here we have this landing page, and it's redirect to the original URL or redirect to an external page. So where were they going when they connected? I'm going to say redirect to an external page. We're going to do https williehow.com. Here we can have a daily limit by client or by authentication type. So if we did client or authentication type, you're going to have those options. Now here is the enable HTTPS redirection and the enable secure portal. When you do this with a lot of vendors, you have to supply the SSL certificate. Grandstream actually takes care of all of that for you using their gwn.cloud proxy service, and I'm going to show you that here in just a second. Now up here we've got a default client expiration, a client timeout, so we'll say 15 minutes on the timeout, and unauthenticated client timeout we're going to do 5 minutes. And we're going to enable the HTTPS redirection and the enable secure portal. Under auth rules, this is where we can do our pre and post authentication rules. So you can block either URLs, entire subnets, IP addresses, and then you can select a service here. So you can even restrict ports and all kinds of things. I'm going to leave that blank for now, and I'm going to click Save. And I'm going to apply that. It's going to restart the services. And if we come down here to splash page, this on the standalone APs, this is where you can download all of this portal setup and customize it, and you can re-upload and you can re-download. You can do custom terms of service, the whole bit. The vouchers page, this is where we can add vouchers. So now that we've got kind of the base of this set up on the standalone AP, now we're going to go to our SSID. We're going to edit our SSID, and we are going to come down to the option where it says enable captive portal. And then you can see here that we can select our captive portal policy. So you could have different policies with different SSIDs. And we've just got the Grandstream default, so that's what we're going to use. We're not going to use MAC filtering. We can turn on client isolation if this is a guest network. And then something that's really cool that they've got is the OS filtering. So you can actually say that only Windows clients can connect to a certain SSID, right? So if you're running this in a corporate environment, you can do that here. We're going to leave everything else default for now because I just want to turn this SSID on, the captive portal for this SSID. I'm going to click Save and Apply. And I'm going to have to go back to full screen mode here in a second because I'm going to show you this on my phone the best I can. So as soon as the SSID is broadcasting again and is available, it'll be this gwn.74c1d0, which is the default that comes on the access point. I didn't change that. We're just going to leave it. I did change the password to that, just so it was easier for me to type instead of that default, random generated password that they have on there. So as soon as this restarts, the SSID will be available and we'll connect to it, and I'll show you on my phone what that looks like. You'll notice that we have the HTTPS stuff turned on, and we did not have to upload a certificate here. So it looks like we're getting rebooted here or restarted, and I am going to connect to the GWN 74C SSID here, and now it wants me to sign into network, right? So I'm going to click sign into network, and it automatically redirected to this page, and you can see it's secure. And I've got the default terms and conditions there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to check that box, and then I'm going to click connect to Wi-Fi, the big button there that says connect to Wi-Fi. So when I connect to that, it says the access time of the authentication method you are currently using has expired today. Please log in tomorrow. So I need to go back and see what that is. Hold on just a second. Okay, so I had my client expiration settings. I've been playing with this, and so it had remembered my phone, but now I am connected after I changed that on the AP. And so now I'm connected on there. We'll pull up the speed test real quick. And this, you got to remember with this, I haven't tweaked that AP. When I started messing with this, I had factory defaulted it. And so we're going to see what kind of speeds we're getting here. So you can see I'm getting over 500 down. This is without tweaking. And upload is almost 700 without any tweaking. So it worked. Let me flip back over to the GCC, and we'll do it on that one real quick. So we're back over here. We're on our GCC. We've got to log in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over to network nodes, and we're going to go to captive portal, and we're going to create the policy here. and I'm just going to call this test. Client expiration, we'll say 7 days. Client idle timeout, we'll just do 1440. We'll do the max. Now here we can do a daily limit. When enabled, the client is only allowed to access once a day. I'm going to turn that off. Splash page customization, you can see I've got this test here, but here we can add a splash page, and it's going to come in and we can completely edit this in the GCC. We can add a logo, we can add text, terms of use, and over here you can see that we can do for free, simple password, radius, Facebook, X, Google, and voucher. So I'm just gonna do for free. I'm not gonna change the terms and conditions. Now, if I already had this splash page and I wanted to edit it, I can come over here to splash page, and you can see here I've got this one, Willie How Technology, log in with a password, log in with a voucher. So I can edit this, and I can turn on for free, and I can uncheck voucher. I can save this, and then I can just use my test policy, or I can create as many as I want. So we'll do 7 days on this. We'll do 1440 on the timeout. Splash page, we'll use test. Login page, redirect to the original URL or redirect to an external page. That same option. Here we're going to do the HTTPS and the secure portal. Also, if you want people to bypass the splash page, you can put a MAC address group in here, and those MAC addresses will bypass this. You have the same pre-authentication, post-authentication rules here. We're going to go ahead and save this. So now I have my test policy. If I was using vouchers, I could come down here, create vouchers. Under guests, I will see my connected guests. But now I've got to go back up to my Wi-Fi management, my SSID. I've got to edit this, and I have to come down here and I have to turn on captive portal, and I have to select that policy, hit save. So now it is going to push that to the access point. And once that SSID is available, we're going to be able to connect to it. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to disconnect from the GWN, and it's still provisioning the devices. I don't have a blinky light. I just have to wait for it to provision. I am going to go over in this next video on the GCC 6021. We're going to create that associated VLAN that can be guest. Sometimes guest portals don't use the guest Wi-Fi doesn't use the captive portals. You can use captive portals to do all kinds of things. You can use it as a marketing tool. You could have an external setup where you charge for Wi-Fi if you wanted to. I'm seeing that less and less where people are charging for Wi-Fi. In some cases, they still are special for like special events and things like that. So what we're going to do is I've got my phone now, and I'm going to connect to that GS test, and it is obtaining an IP, and now it wants me to sign into the network. So it now has my custom splash page up here that you can see, and I'm going to click accept use terms of use, and I'm going to hit login for free. I get authentication successful, and now my speed test is loaded again. And let me just run this while we're connected to the Tripand AP. And I had factory defaulted these APs, and I haven't tweaked any of the settings. And so right now I'm getting 547 down, and I'm getting about 200 up. Now, the other thing that you can do with this is you can do bandwidth quotas. You can do actual, and when I say bandwidth quota, like how much bandwidth is a client actually allowed to use while they're connected, if we're not doing rate limiting on them, right? But then you can also do the per client rate limit where you set it to like 6 megabits up and down, but then you can give it an overall quota. But you can see using the secure options how easy this was to set up. I didn't have to upload the cert or any of those things. So what I want to know is, are you using Captive Portal on Grandstream? How are you using it? I want to, leave me your use cases down below. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and share. Follow me on Twitter and TikTok. Those links are down below, along with affiliate links, a Patreon link. And if you need IT consulting, if you need someone to come in and help you set up monetized Wi-Fi or free Wi-Fi, but making sure that you have, the terms and conditions, and making sure that you have the network locked down appropriately, so if they're going to sail the 7 seas, you got to make sure they're going to do it through a VPN, all those things. If you need voice over IP, security, storage, all those things, head on over to willyhow.com, fill out the contact form, and someone will be in touch with you as soon as possible. And besides leaving comments here on the YouTube videos, come on over to community.willyhow.com and share your Captive Portal stories with everyone over on the community. Once again, I'm Willie. I want to thank you for being here, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.